trailblazer, Oprah Winfrey, who is one of the most powerful and influential women in the world. We found that she has several leadership styles, but we will focus on her transformational leadership.
More than a mere talk show host, Oprah Winfrey is a award-winning actress, producer, media mogul, and philanthropist. Many people count her among the most influential women internationally. The rise-to-life success, fame, and fortune Oprah enjoyed today did not come easy. However, she had much to overcome. But it's clear to see how her difficult childhood shaped the woman she would become.
Oprah Winfrey was born in 1954 in Mississippi by a single teenage mother. Her grandmother encouraged her love of books by teaching her how to read at the age of 3. She started by reading the Bible and soon began speaking at her church. At 6 years old, Winfrey was sent to her mother and two half-brothers in Milwaukee Ghetto, an extremely poor and dangerous neighborhood. Despite the difficult life, Oprah attended the church regularly and Oprah found more opportunities for public speaking. However, the poor urban lifestyle had its negative effect on Winfrey as a young child, and her problems were compounded by repeated sexual abuse when she was 9 by men that others in her family trusted. When she was just 14, she got pregnant, but she had a miscarriage. The death of her baby devastated her, and she vowed to turn her life around. Oprah suffered many physical and emotional hardships as a result of the ordeal. Nevertheless, she refused to give up on herself and kept moving forward.
I grew up with an understanding that there was this God, all-knowing, all-powerful, who loved me. And the wonder of that, the magical mystery of that, is what carried me when I was separated from my grandmother and sent to live with my mother at 6 years old. I suddenly land in a place that's completely foreign to me. I don't know anybody. I don't really even know my mother. I just know when people say, "That's your mother." I walked into that space feeling completely alone and abandoned with no explanation of why I was being sent away. And I don't remember ever shedding a tear about it because I knew that God was my father. Jesus was my brother, and they were with me.
In her early teens, she was sent to Nashville to live with her father, who provided a positive influence in her life. A change came when she was 16. She first read the biography of Maya Angelou called "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings." It transformed the teen's outlook, and she said, "I'm reading it over and over. I have never before read a book that validated my own existence." This experience changed her outlook, and she began to get her life back on the right track. She focuses on her education and returned to public speaking. When she was in high school, she won a speech contest and earned a full scholarship to college. She became the honored student. Her future was bright. She ended up attending Tennessee State University, was crowned Miss Black Tennessee at 18. This was a beginning of her successful media career.
For her career, after she completed her graduation from college in 1926, she went to Baltimore to host a TV show by the name of People Are Talking for 8 years. Later in 1984, she was hired to host a show is called AM Chicago in Chicago. This show was a big achievement for her. It was the way that she decided to start her own TV show, which has known the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1986. This show was the biggest success. In the beginning of the year, it had earned $125 million with viewership over 20 million people. Then she began Oprah Book Club, the Oprah Winfrey Network, and O Magazine. For the Oprah Winfrey Show, it is an American daytime directed talk show with 25 seasons nationwide that started to launch in September 8, 1986 and end in May 25, 2011. In order to, Oprah would not love to work for someone else, so she decided to establish her production office in 1988. It's called Harpo Studios. Then, it had turned into Harpo Incorporation, which hired about 250 full-time staff at the peak time in television, film production, magazine, and online media. Additional, she is a co-founder of the Oxygen Media, which ran the Oxygen Network, a cable network for women leaders, more than 54 million viewers. And a few years ago, Apple announced a multi-year content partnership with her. They create original programs that embrace her abilities to connect with audience around the world. Global Book Club has the power to transport and transform people. It's turned every book into an opportunity for self-discovery and brings the world together through reading. On her shows, she asks all her guests with a question: what is your intention? And why should ask yourself the same thing to be successful? She explains why knowing your intention is important and can help others with finding their own success and motivations for doing something. She believes doing so has been one of the secrets to her own success and can do the same for anyone who asks themselves the same question for whatever they're doing in life.
Oprah Winfrey is one of the most powerful and influential women in the world. Time magazine named her one of the most influential people. She has been brave enough to dream big and smart enough to climb those steps to success. She has influenced and inspired millions of people to also dream big. She is able to align her values with her dreams, have a positive mindset, and be her best self. Her ability to create change in a positive way and inspire at the same time is why she is seen as a transformational leader. In the book, Leading Organizations Perspectives for a New Era, states transformational leaders help followers grow and develop into leaders by responding to individual followers' needs, by empowering them, and by aligning the objectives and goals of the individual followers, the leader, the group, and the larger organization. Four elements of a transformational leader: idolized influence, individualized consideration, intellectual stimulation, and inspirational motivation. Oprah characterizes all of these elements of a transformational leader. She inspires motivation through her experience and being. Her ability to communicate by speaking so passionately and encouraging has enabled her to engage with people from diverse backgrounds. Oprah surrounds herself with people who share the same organizational values based on their skills and compatibility. She clearly communicates her vision with her team and inspires them to help her see it through. Her ability to share her personal struggles and the great sense of moral values is why she has a strong connection with people. Oprah is very giving to charities, to her employees, and to her audience. Although Oprah donates millions of dollars of her own money to fund various interests in charity, a significant amount of her donations has flowed through three main charities: the Angel Network, the Oprah Winfrey Foundation, and the Oprah Winfrey Operating Foundation. The Oprah Winfrey Foundation was founded in 1993. It is run and funded exclusively by Oprah. This foundation provides grants for nonprofit organizations, which fund projects that include education, learning, and leadership development. Oprah is one of the largest contributors to Free the Children, an organization dedicated to building schools for children in developing countries. This organization does not accept donations or grant applications. Angel Network was established in 1997 with the goal of getting audience members involved in giving and volunteering. The charity builds on its motto, to work around the globe to give people the chance to live their best lives. It initially raised $3.5 million, which was given away in the form of 150 scholarships of $25,000 each. She also received 15,000 volunteers to build homes for Habitat for Humanity. Oprah made it her mission to have 100% of all funds go straight to charity, and she personally covers all administrative costs. Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy Foundation was created to provide funds exclusively for operating the Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. This school was started in 2007, and contributors can donate to this foundation. It's set up to give money to special projects or to make building repairs and improvement. This school was founded on the principle of Ubuntu. I am because we are.
There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. When you're down in the hole, when that moment comes, it's really okay to feel bad for a little while. Give yourself time to mourn what you think you may have lost. But then, here's the key. Learn from every mistake, because every experience, encounter are there to teach you and force you into being more of who you are. There is, I know this, there's a light inside each of you that illuminates your very human beingness if you let it. And as a young girl from rural Mississippi, I learned long ago that being myself was much easier than pretending to be Barbara Walters. I figured out, oh gee, I can be a much better Oprah than I could be a pretend Barbara. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive.